Good morning. Shus Rav. It's amazing to see such a nice oilum. It's one thing on a regular day, but on a fast day, where it's not so easy. You can't have a coffee or a breakfast. It's amazing to see such an oilum. The Mishnah, the Tanna B'Eliyahu says, one thing that's difficult is worth much more than 100 than when it's easy. So see an oilum now, what a schus it is, even though it's a fast day. It's incredible. In this week's parasha, in the Parashat Vayechi, the Torah talks about Yaakov Avinu being nifter. And at the beginning of the parasha, we see that Yaakov Avinu was very, very makbid about being buried in Eretz Yisrael. And he calls Yosef to him, and he makes him swear, and he's very, very careful about it. He really wants to be buried in Eretz Yisrael. Why? Why is he so makbid? So Rashi says three pshatim. One pshat in Rashi is that by the kinum, the whole ground is going to turn to kinum, and therefore Yosef doesn't want, therefore Yaakov Avinu doesn't want that somehow it's going to be around his body. The whole ground will be kinum, so he doesn't want that. It's a tsar. That's one pshat. The second pshat Rashi brings is that he's going to be it's very famous that we know that Tchias HaMesim is in Eretz Yisrael. And therefore, even though the tzaddikim from all the other lands of Avad v'Shteitzach have Tchias HaMesim, but they all have to roll their mechilas through tunnels, and that's somehow very painful for the guf. So therefore, he wanted Dafka to be buried in Eretz Yisrael to get out of not having the mechila, the going in the mechilas in the tunnels. And the third pshat is that the Mitzrayim had many amounts of avodah zarah. They had, and the Nile was avodah zarah, many other avodah zarahs, Paro was avodah zarah. So Yaakov Avinu was scared that if he's buried in Mitzrayim, since he's such a holy person, the famine stopped when he was there, then the Mitzrayim might go and make him an avodah zarah. So therefore, he did not want to be buried in Mitzrayim. And he was very markedly buried in Eretz Yisrael. There's a fourth pshat I want to talk about, which is not brought in Rashi. It's a pshat that's brought in the Yerushalmi and Klayim and the Yerushalmi and Ksubas, and it's an incredible pshat. The pshat is that Rish Lakish says the reason why Yaakov Avinu wanted to be buried in Eretz Yisrael was because that's where Tchias HaMesim starts. The Tchilas of Tchias HaMesim is in Eretz Yisrael, and then it spreads to all the Aratzos. So that was the reason why Yaakov Avinu wanted to be buried in Eretz Yisrael. I saw a pamphlet many years ago that Rav Pam put out for Rav Pam, and he says an incredible thing. He points out a Murder Gazach from this pshat. He says, let's think about it. Okay, so Rish Lakish's lashon is it starts in Eretz Yisrael, but v'shteitzach it spreads to all the other lands. So he says, how long does it take to spread? Now, the Gemara doesn't say how long, but Pashtus it starts there and it spreads pretty fast. The Chavrei doesn't take days or weeks or months. It starts in Eretz Yisrael and spreads an ace, We don't know exactly. So let's say it takes a few hours or maybe even a few minutes, right? And Yaakov Avinu goes and he tells Yosef, it's a tremendous tircha. Lav Dafka Yosef even will be able to do it, right? Rashi says because Yosef might be able to. L'maisa Pari might want that. It's a big covet for Yaakov to be buried in Mitzrayim. Yosef had to use his cloud, had to use his pull, and not only that, they had to travel hundreds of miles, and the Shvatim had to travel, and all that, right, to get him to go to Eretz Yisrael, right? Why? For those extra few seconds, a few minutes, however long it is, that he's going to be earlier in Tchias HaMesim. Why is he so makbid about the extra few minutes? And more than that, let's think, where's Yaakov Avinu going to be in those few minutes that Tchias HaMesim starts in Eretz Yisrael and spreads to all the other lands? Where's he going to be? He's going to be in Olam Haba, in the Mesivta de Rikiya, right? And not only that, it's Yaakov Avinu. We can't fathom his Olam Haba. His face is on the Kisei HaKavod. And his Dargan Olam Haba is incredible. And he's going to be there in that time. So what's the grace of Rosh that he has to be in Eretz Yisrael? Therefore, so Tchias HaMesim is going to be there a few minutes early. What's the big rush? Besides, the Mishnah Big Elvis says that if you took all the enjoyments in the world, in the history of the world, that ever was and ever will be, all the kings, princes, all the mamish billionaires and amazing, meals and vacations, and you wrap it up into 1 second, and you have Olam Haba on the other hand, the Olam Haba is more, right? More than all that. And more than that, the Lashon Big Avis is the Kairos Ruach of Olam Haba. Kairos Ruach means, let's say you're passing by a bakery, you could go in and you could have a delicious Danish, Oh, you don't even go in. You walk by and just the smell of Olam Haba Lane is more than all the enjoyments. If you could wrap it up into 1 second somehow and have it in this world, it's nothing compared to Olam Haba. And that's what Yaakov Avinu is. So what's the grace rush? What's the grace rush to make sure that he's in Dafke in Eretz Yisrael? So the Chiyas HaMesim is a few seconds earlier. Rav Pam says he says the pshat is that Enechanami, Olam Haba is so much more. There's no tsar there, and there's such incredible anah in Olam Haba. That's true. But Olam Hazeh has something that Olam Haba doesn't have. Olam Hazeh has that a person could grow, a person could accomplish, a person could go up dargas, a person could work on himself and elevate himself. A person in Olam Haba, no matter how great a person is, he could be a life of Moshe Rabbeinu or Rebbe Kiva, but once he's there, he stays. He stays at a tremendous level, and Avad, that's incredible. Loilam Vad, Lenitzchi, so B'Lamaisa, it stays at that darga. On the Welt, we could go up in dargas, we could steig, we could do mitzvahs. Every mitzvah is a world, and we could accomplish more and more. And Yaakov Avinu is ready to give up his incredible Olam Haba, and he's makbid, and he's matriach Yosef, and all the shvatim to go hundreds of miles to make sure that he gets an extra few seconds of the Welt. Baruch Hashem, we're on this Welt, and the Eibishter should give us all arichas yom v'shonim. But Taka, let's chavrei. We are here, and it's incredible in this Nakuda. Every second we can grow, every second we can accomplish, every second we do more Torah mitzvahs, chesed. Let's do tzlois Taka every day, every minute. It's already a good start to be at the hakollel here, and Lamaisa go up and elevate it and accomplish each of us tafka. That's Hashem's bar.